get to hear me now. If you get to hear me now.
Now what?
Apparently so, dude.
Dude.
Do we not have like an introduction for this?
Do we have to?
Welcome to the podcast featuring not Devin, Tony, Danny, Daniel, and
Ty.
Pimp.
Lil Pimp. Welcome to the podcast about nothing.
Pretty much.
Basically.
It's gonna go from a
But it's gonna be
podcast to
perfect.
just playing Rocket League.
I know.
I mean, isn't that all podcasts?
No,
Just
not
kidding.
really.
I know.
I missed!
That's expected.
Oh,
that
I
wasn't
just
expected.
broke someone's ankle.
Everyone's. You broke everyone's ankles.
Right there, like I'll break someone's ankle right there. Boom.
Okay, well I guess I'll get started with whatever I told Danny about earlier today about having a conversation with this one guy when I was at work.
$5 saki.
No.
He went for the $10 Saki Saki.
Oh.
Oh, that $10 special. Alright. So go on.
Okay, so started with me and him just talking about sports
Uh-huh.
because me and him both like sport.
Uh-huh.
And he comes like every other week to clean out the cap for the beer that we have.
Mm-hmm.
So the past couple times we had normally talked about I missed. We had talked about
Wait, I missed.
like just PlayStation and that.
Mhm.
But this time we started talking about sport.
Whew.
So I was telling them how the toughest of the four major sports that are here in the U.S., like baseball, football, soccer, and baseball, football, basketball, and I got World Cup on my mind. Baseball, football, basketball, and hockey. The four major sports
Mhm.
here in the U.S. The toughest one is hockey, and he wanted to disagree with me. And I tried telling him like the easiest thing to get someone to understand, everything is harder on ice.
Ice,
Like
ice,
no matter what
baby.
you do, walking, just barely moving is harder on ice. Like you can
Mhm.
barely walk on ice if you don't know how to.
True
So
story.
he just wasn't getting it. And he tried saying how like all the leg muscles and all that of NFL players. I'm like, yes, they do have a lot of big muscles, but still, they have cleats or whatever you want to call it, spikes in their
Yeah.
shoes, and a solid dirt, grass, or turf to work with. In hockey, skates, but it's ice, it's slippery. And overall, they have, out of those four major sports, they have the most leg muscle. Because you have to push harder to get moving, push harder to get to full speed, and it takes longer. And he just wasn't accepting it. Like, he's saying, "Oh, you're funny," and all that bullshit. Like, just couldn't get it in his head.
Yeah.
And it eventually got, like, towards the end, it eventually got to, like, what's the fastest record for 100 meters in running and for ice skating. And the average time for running is, what, like 9.3 seconds for
I don't
100
know.
meters?
I don't know, this is America, we don't go by meters.
Yeah.
Well, in track and field, it's a...
Yeah,
use
what's
meters.
ice though?
What's what?
Continue?
Oh, there is no 100 meter thing for ice. Because they don't do, like, the closest thing they have is, in the Olympics, is 500 meter fast skating and all that.
Uh-huh.
Being a sports fan in general, you can appreciate that stuff. Danny can't really because he doesn't care about any sport in general. Yeah, like,
except
you just-
myself.
You just couldn't get the fact that everything is harder on ice, so you need to have more muscle, more training, and more stamina than other sports, than the other major sports. Like baseball, I won't even put in the conversation because that's nothing.
Anybody could do baseball.
Everyone knows
Say,
that.
wait, did you say baseball or basketball?
Baseball.
Baseball is nothing
Oh,
compared to.
yeah.
Like, yeah, they do run, but like barely.
I wouldn't really say that baseball isn't the hardest. It's just you have to.
It's
like,
mentally.
you have
one
to
of
have the
hardest.
genes for it, because if you don't have, I think they have to decide if they're gonna swing for a ball or not in like a quarter of a millisecond or something like that.
Yeah, but
Or a
that's all
quarter-
hand-eye
less
coordination.
than a
A lot
quarter
of
of
it
a
is
second or some
reaction.
shit.
A lot of it is reaction, but
Oh yeah, not anybody
Mentally-
can just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna get good at baseball.
mentally, baseball is, I would say, the second toughest sport mentally. Because you have to know what to do, where to throw the ball, and all that in each situation. Hockey is probably first or second because, okay, what an asshole.
Because we're an asshole? Never heard that before.
Yeah, because you have to do a lot of fast coordination with not the same people all the time on the ice. I just couldn't get through his head that hockey is the toughest physically of the four major sports.
Hmm. Interesting. So you never.
Well,
I don't agree.
I don't know. I don't agree either.
Okay, and he
Might as
gave
well.
not very good reason. Then why do you not agree?
Well, it's basically kind of like muscle memory and shit like that. Once you do something for so long, it's completely natural. They're pros, they're professionals, they do this for a living. I think it's like breathing for them. It's so natural, they don't have to think about it. Like,
Yeah, I can
Oh,
see
this
what
I
is
you're
think
like-
saying.
I
oh,
think
it's
the
easy.
only real like actual intensive, like you have to be good at position
It's
in hockey is the fucking goaltender. I don't know what they're actually called, because they have to have
Goalie.
like those lightning quick reactions as well. But like baseball, if you're a pitcher, you have to be able to like throw all the kind of different techniques for the ball. Like I forget what they're called.
Curveball.
Like the one, yeah,
Yeah, the
curveball, fastball, the ones that drop. Like that all is like very slight flick of the fingers and the wrist and shit.
look at the wrist.
Look at the flick of the wrist. And
But I'm just talking
football's
about just like
kind of the same,
physically
being
and
able to
muscle.
like accurately throw and stuff.
I'm just talking about like physical and muscle.
Well, yeah, but I mean it's not hard to get strong.
Yeah, but like stamina-wise, hockey, I would say, of the four major sports.
I mean, if we're talking stamina, then I mean football is kind of like bottom of the list, or baseball.
Baseball.
Yeah, baseball.
I would
Basketball
say-
would be like one of the highest because all it is really fast
But
running.
like basketball is the most stamina. You literally
Yeah.
are running back and forth non-stop. You take a shot at the hoop, you have to run all the way back to your side to get on defense.
I would disagree because in hockey, although they are at one point, like in one motion, they are running less, but they have to put more energy into each stride that they take compared to baseball.
I mean, have you
I
ever
mean,
done roller
but you do
skating?
it 3 or
Or
4
basketball?
times and you're good to go the entire length, where if you're running a basketball court, you can't just like stop moving your legs and keep moving forward.
Like, have you ever done rollerblading or roller skating at all?
Yeah, I have one time in the past, and my legs were killing me. My legs and feet, everything was hurting down there.
I've done it a couple times, and like it was fun. I liked it. Like I didn't consider it exercise or anything. Like I just thought it was
mean-
like, hey, this is really fun.
I used to go
Like-
weekly back in like middle school, and that shit is work.
I have gone ice skating before, like just for fun, and
I'll tell you,
I
I
can
would
jog
much rather
for
go
probably-
ice skating or rollerblading over
Than play
running
basketball?
any day.
Yeah.
No, over running, just. If someone told
I
me
mean,
like
you
go
have to use a
rollerblade a
lot
mile
more-
versus go run a mile, I would gladly rollerblade a mile. Uphill, probably. Don't
Uphill.
give a shit. Uphill, don't give a shit. I can still take breaks.
you use so many more muscles when rollerblading, or especially ice skating compared to rollerblading. Goddamn, what a shot.
Oh, we should have left and got new enemies.
Like, I saw it in the air and I tried. Ugh. So, like, I explained to him how there's this one situation I've seen where, wow, no one went for it.
I wasn't supposed to.
Me neither.
The guy that was at the very, very far back, which was me, is the one that went for it. Like, lol.
Well, I messed up on what I was doing, so.
Damn it.
Well,
I have no
I
boost.
swear-
I can't score this fucking ball.
Where,
My shot shots aren't on point.
players, like hockey players, have been on the ice for a minute and a half non-stop, and they are
A minute and a
gassed. Like,
half?
They
I mean,
can
that-
barely move.
That's shorter than the shot clock on a fucking basketball court.
Shot clock on a basketball court is 24 seconds.
Damn.
Yeah, but they don't stop for an entire quarter. That's all a timeout is called. Or actually, I don't remember. Does basketball go in quarters or halves?
Maybe
Quarters.
Uh,
But still, like half the time in basketball, they're still just standing still. Or barely moving.
I
are
don't
you
agree.
sure about that?
Have you ever watched an NBA game?
Yes, and I have played basketball in the past too.
I have too, and that shit, you did not stop running.
if you stop running, you're not being a team player.
Yeah, you're
Great.
kind of just being
Unless-
lazy as shit.
It also depends on positioning.
Well, yeah, but it's like
I mean,
honestly,
if they're never taking a shot and you're a point guard, I mean, sure.
Everyone's
I
made
do
that
just
point.
think skill level involved and endurance involved. Basketball is number one.
I'd have to disagree on the endurance part.
what do you mean endurance? What do you mean you disagree?
He means he disagrees.
Oh my!
Because even though like a
You're
top
just
hockey
like stuck
player,
on this like on ice. Everything is harder, but you can do half the movements and still keep going. You can't just stop
but
moving
in
your legs and not move.
like in each stride, you have to put more energy in each stride on ice compared to just running or walking. Don't
Not really.
Mm,
If you
Yeah, I don't think
about
so
it.
because
I don't think.
I used to go like roller skating all the time in my like
Like,
middle
once
school.
you're going,
Because that was where everybody went, the skating rink every Friday. And that shit, while it does suck after a few hours, definitely more sore after I run.
which doesn't make any sense. Really.
I mean,
But,
regardless,
dude.
you got to put in the effort to move something forward. What? Just one is on wheels.
like this deep.
Yeah, I'm talking about on ice, not on wheels.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Well,
No, it's not really.
wheels are just like ice that doesn't melt and not cold. Don't put it in your mouth. Well, okay. So one of our main closers, about a month ago or so, like I
About
don't
a
know
month
how long,
ago.
she did a no call no show, and so she got fired.
Oh, damn.
Ooh.
So then, like,
Was that the
I
first
got-
time no call no show or what?
what do you mean?
Like was that the first time they did a no call no show?
If you do one no call no show, you're done. No matter what, you're done.
That's pretty damn strict. I'm just gonna say
Yeah,
that.
it is.
It is.
Normally it's like 2 or 3.
Anyways,
I mean, yeah, she did a no call no show, so then like I had to cover 2 of her closes, which is like why I like this 1 week that you guys haven't really heard from me. Cause like I was literally just closing all the time, and like not long after, someone else did a no call no show.
and they got fired.
They got fired, and then again I had to take care of their shifts.
Nice.
Me and some other people, and like I ended up having overtime when I was only sort of like 30 something hours, nowhere close to overtime, but then at the end I got overtime.
Nice.
And might I add, like since school started, or like and ended when like May something, I've been on part-time hours. Never have I told my boss that I want part-time hours, and I'm getting overtime.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. So 2 no call, no shows.
And
they're
then
gone.
one of our, last week, another closer that we hired
No
3
call, no
weeks
show.
ago did a no call, no show. But that's because like he didn't have a phone, and he just overslept. He ended up getting his job back because like he talked to the boss or our general manager before his next shift, and basically like begged for his job back, which is what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
I will grovel for my minimum wage.
But like that whole week, like he wasn't really able to work, so I got stuck closing,
For like
and it
a
was
long
just
time.
like awful. Like I hated it.
Jeez.
Dude, I hate closing.
I think everybody hates closing. Kind of sucks.
I didn't really hate closing when I was at my job. Well, technically, when I worked at Burger King, we didn't close because our drive-thru is 24 hours. But like that, I guess you
Closing
could
the
call it
lobby.
a closing shift because we closed like the dining area.
Yeah.
Like it was so
Who's
slow.
following me?
Like you didn't have to worry about shit.
Damn.
Oh damn.
Honestly though.
Like every time that I would be on that shift, I'd have my music playing.
No.
I'd be on my phone. Like I just would not be doing shit
I'm not
pretty
blue.
much.
Well, see, but if you were to be working at a retail or something like that, then that's a different story.
Well, when I worked at Grocery Outlet, I would listen to music when we closed.
I'm not talking about
Like, half
10
the
years
people-
ago.
Well, like half the people that I worked with would be doing their own thing. Because there's no customers, gotta worry about.
Nice.
Don't worry, boys. I'll make a solo place.
You with
I was
your
on my
fucking
way.
pigeon.
Yeah,
At
man.
my old store, because we moved out of a building into a different one. The old one had a PA system that would like you would just play like generic shitty fucking music through all night. You couldn't control the music, but at the end of the night it had an aux cord, so we would just start blaring fucking music through the fucking whole store's PA system because nobody was coming in to hear it.
Oh, that's so nice. It's here through the whole store.
Yeah. So you get the manager that likes country music, and then you're just like, "Can I get out of here
It's
already?"
like, my ears are bleeding.
Can I go home, please?
Yeah, you're fired.
Damn.
You're fired for liking shit music.
No, you're fired for asking to go home because of the music.
I'd be okay
no.
with that.
I was talking about the manager.
Oh, okay. Like, yeah, he was playing country music at night. Like, oh, I can't have that. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to let you go.
Anthony, have I ever told you about the remedial math class I took?
No.
It's no secret that I gave no shits about school. So
Yeah.
I failed my freshman year of high school. I failed my math class. So the next year they put me into like a remedial one where like you can make up a credit and get a credit at the same time. So you basically can do both years at the same time so you don't fall behind. And it basically took place only online on a website called Study Island. I don't know if you guys ever used it in school.
Nope,
Never
never
heard
heard of it.
The website, it was fine, but I also didn't give a shit about that math class either. And then it basically was just a teacher wouldn't teach you. You would just go online and it would be like, here's what you're doing today. And eventually you just had to get through it in the year. Didn't matter the speed you did it as long as it got done. So I literally waited till 2 weeks before school ended, and I didn't do a single module. So I had basically all 5 months or whatever of work to do in 2 weeks. I somehow learned on YouTube that you could fuck up the website, technically, and you could
Wow.
Like you go into the
Wow, I'm
test.
disappointed in
Three
all
of you
us.
were right there under
You go into the test and you click save page, and it downloads the web page for you, which downloaded all of the. It downloaded the
That's
test
sad.
and the answers.
That's
So you
sad
could
to
just
watch.
take a fake test and just keep getting the wrong answer till you get the right one, and then go to your real test, enter the right answer, and then just keep doing that over and over. And I literally did 5 months of work in like 2 days.
Hacks.
And I made sure to like miss some questions here and there because I didn't want to be suspicious. 5 months of work in 2 days? Yeah, that ain't suspicious.
Mad
But
hacks.
you know what? You know what? 15-year-old Ty was like, "No, this is fine. I'll just miss a few here and there. I'll get like an 80% here."
Any more story? Like this kind of just happened. We kind of just started playing the game.
I know.
Instead
See,
of
that's
doing
what I
any
said.
podcast.
That's what I said earlier. We're gonna be playing Rocket League. Talk for a little bit, and
Rocket
then
League's
we're gonna
so
get
fun.
focused.
Podcast is canceled. Let's fuck these bitches up.
Podcast is canceled. Hey.
All right, thanks for coming to the podcast.
You said that, and then they fucking demoed me. Good job. They heard you.